iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
I was a teenage girl when Jagged Little Pill came out, living in the suburbs, Catholic, so basically the exact demographic that album appealed to. Although, as it turned out, the entire world loved it.
Honestly, this is the first project where I didn't have to study anything because I'm a big fan of Alanis. So for me, I knew all the albums, so I was like right away like, I want to do this.
I'm excited for fans of the album to hear these songs in a completely new and deeper way. And I'm excited for people who don't know her music to realize how relevant it is. Even though it was written 20 years ago, it feels like it was written today.
The show is so original in its book that you feel like these songs that you thought you knew were written yesterday for the story that it is today. So it operates on both levels of something really familiar, and yet you hear the songs like you've never heard them before.
When I was 5 years old, my mom would blast Alanis in the car. I used to ask her to play the Cigarette song, which was Hand in My Pocket. I've been listening to her since I was a kid. I wrote a paper on her in college. Like, I truly, I'm such a fan. As a songwriter myself, I'm like, you know, I've been idolizing her and studying her since I was a little kid, so this entire project is such a dream.
This album was hugely formative for me in my early 20s. It was everything. It took me through breakups and falling in love again, and so it's a dream come true to be able to, you know, perform this music and get to know her and meet her and work with her, and yeah, it's incredible.
Working on a new musical, you know, musicals are like puzzles. There are so many different pieces to the puzzle, and you keep interchanging them and fixing it until something, you know, until it clicks into place, and then you're like, oh, that's it. So we've been working on the show now for a couple of years, and through the readings and workshops to watch our characters and the story grow, and for us to learn a little bit more every time. It's been such a rewarding process, and working with this dream team of creatives has been amazing as well. They've supported us so much, and it's an embarrassment of riches, really.
I feel like the thing that struck me when I was preparing to do the very first reading of the show, I said, okay, I'm going to listen to the album all the way through. And I didn't realize how many of her songs I already knew, because I was like, yeah, You Want to Know, I know that song. But it's like her songs have just become a part of our cultural consciousness, because I didn't realize how much of it I already knew. So, I mean, it never gets old getting to sing her songs, because they're so good.
I wasn't born when her album came out, but I have been a fan of hers ever since I think the first song I heard by her was You Oughta Know, and I've been a fan ever since.
I was a fan in college, discovering this album, just blowing your mind in terms of the honesty, the artfulness of it, how it was speaking directly to you with these characters that are created on the album, and the beautiful, beautiful emotional music. So now to get to be alongside Alanis Morissette and this wonderful team of creators and performers, it just feels like a real privilege.
You know, my favorite song on the album is All I Really Want, and I swear I am truly the only member of the cast who does not get to sing that song. It's a huge number, but I'm not in it.
Uninvited has really grown on me, and Tom Kitt's arrangement in our show is pretty special, so that's definitely one of my favorites.
It's an amazing group of people, and like watching some of the leads work, watching Elizabeth Stanley work is like a masterclass in acting every day.
Absolutely.
The whole ensemble, every single person brings so much of themselves to what we do that it's a true pleasure and learning and growing experience for all of us, I think.
As soon as we come in the door, it's like everybody just opens their hearts, opens their souls, and it's truly a vulnerable moment for all of us. Everyone involved on stage is giving their all.
It's just been incredible, and Diane and everyone, Alanis, Larby, Tom, everybody is so collaborative and so eager to know what it's like for us inside the characters, and you know, Brooke is just Diablo is so amazing about listening to us and wanting to know where we feel, you know, these characters would go and what they want to say, and it's just been incredibly collaborative.
I met Derek Klena for the first time. I was like, oh my God, like I've looked up to him for so long. He's like a brother to me now, and I mean the creative team speaks for itself. I mean, Alanis, Diane Paulus, Tom Kitt, everyone is just so incredible.
Diane can make anything happen. She's like a goddess. She has this incredible gift, and I would write things and think, how are we going to stage this? And then for her, it just completely instinctual. And it's amazing to watch her work.
I can't say enough about Diane. We've known each other a long time. We're friends. We'd been wanting to work together, and this just felt like the perfect thing. And I constantly learn from her in the room and how she creates and how she just inspires everybody around her.
I love Diane Paulus so much. I am like in such awe of her. She is so creative and collaborative, and she takes so much care with everything she does. And I just think she's one of the most talented, most amazing people in the world. I literally would talk about Diane all day long. I love her so much. I think she's the greatest.
And the cast is a family. I mean, most of us have been with it from pretty much the beginning. So I've known most of these people for years. And so it feels like just getting to bring this thing that's all so deep in our hearts and share it together as a family. It's really exciting.
This show is all about healing. It's about going through these obstacles that you go through in life that so many people are going through in today's world. And it's all about how you take it and heal from it. So I hope that people take that away from the show.
I hope they will find a way to understand nuances in life, that things aren't black or white, that there's a lot of gray zones, and that we have to go deeper into understanding one another.
I hope that our show just sparks the conversation. I think that's what we're aiming to do, is for people to talk about the issues politically and socially that we're all dealing with in our world today. I feel like conversation is key, and the more that we can spark that in people, the better.
I hope they take away the importance of community and the importance of collective healing. I feel where we are right now in the social political climate, a lot of people are turning to isolation for healing, and I think this show sort of gives people another option to look to the community around them to heal instead of putting it all on themselves.
I think they're going to walk away with a lot of compassion and a lot of understanding in their heart. I think that Diablo's writing and Alanis' writing and Diane's direction, Larby's choreography, all of it is I think it brings a lot of compassion into the world. I do. I feel very lucky to be a part of it.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.